So guys, it is about 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning, July 1st. We are officially halfway through the year. So far, it's been a pretty eventful day. I just got back not too long ago from a nice long run. I went 8 miles this morning. I think I'm gonna go another 3 later in the day. I'm kind of testing that out. I'm trying to add more volume to my weekly running, trying to get some more miles in overall throughout the week. And so I'm testing this out where I kind of split my running up into 2 different sessions. But anyway, that's beside the point. When I got back from my run, the first thing that I did was I checked Instagram, I checked out Blossom, just to, catch up on any comments or anything that I might have missed. And I saw a lot of posts, especially on Blossom, saying, stuff about how the market was up today and showed SCHD saw a crazy jump. So dividend stocks in general had seen a crazy jump from the time I went out for my run and the time that I came back, because when the market opened, it was pretty tame. I think I was maybe up like 0.3, 0.4%, really nothing too crazy. But I thought, with stocks up so much today could be the day. Interestingly, coming into this week, I thought this week could be the week. I kind of had a feeling. I've been hovering so long, something had to give. And I haven't looked at my portfolio yet. I really wanted to, but I've been holding off because I wanted to do it together. I figure we started this journey together 5 years ago, and I wanted you guys to be here for this moment. Just in case we did hit the 100K, I wanted you to see the reaction live in real time. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, guys, so we've got the phone pulled up right here. Let's open up Snowball Analytics and see where we're at today. So, look at that, guys. $100,364.25. We are up 1.77%. We've officially done it, guys. And let me say, it feels really cool to finally hit this. I've been working at this for the last 5 years. I mean, you guys know you've been with me the entire way, but this has been a long time coming. And I don't know, I thought for a long time about what this moment would feel like. And yeah, this is cool. It's a pretty surreal feeling to see 6 figures right here. After sitting with it for a few seconds, it kind of is a similar feeling as how it felt running a half marathon. There was a lot of work leading up to that, and it felt really good. You felt this big sense of accomplishment once you crossed the finish line. But then it's like, okay, I did it. Now I'm ready for a margarita. And that's how I feel with this too. This is very cool to see. And I don't know. I think this is worth celebrating. So maybe we'll have a little margarita later today. What do you think? Now I want to go through and take a look at some of the other stats here in the portfolio, just show you guys around a little bit. But before I do, I just want to mention one more time, everything that we're looking at here is from Snowball Analytics. If you want to check that out and start using it for yourself, there's a link to it in the description of the video and in the pinned comment. This is hands down my favorite portfolio tracker, guys. I absolutely love Snowball. I know you will too. So definitely check it out. You can do it for free. They offer a 14-day trial, and you can even save 10% on your subscription when you use code Ryne Williams. So once again, there's a link to this in the description of the video and in the pinned comment. But anyway, scrolling down, let's see what the top gainers are for the day. Some heavy hitters, guys. Look at Starbucks up 4.6% for the day. We've got Williams-Sonoma up 5% for the day. SCHD back from the dead up 2.1% today. Lowe's absolutely crushing it, up 4.1%. J&J up 2%. And the only losers, interestingly, in the portfolio are the S&P, which is basically break even. Same with Visa, basically break even. But those are the only that are seeing any sort of losses. And it's really interesting to see the S&P in the red, but all of these dividend stocks specifically are seeing such crazy gains. But anyway, now jumping over, taking a look at my portfolio against the S&P so far in 2025, it looks like I'm trailing the S&P still by about 2.2%. Really nothing too crazy there. And if we zoom out once more over the last year, it looks like we are outperforming by 1.5%. So there is that. And overall, according to Snowball, including the gains that we're seeing today, it looks like my portfolio's up 4.1% for the year. So that's not too shabby. So there you have it, guys, officially at $100,000 in the portfolio. And I'm not at all expecting that now it's going to stay above 100K. I would not be surprised if even tomorrow it's back down below the 6-figure mark, but it is cool to know that we've officially reached it. And with all of that said, I want to extend a huge thank you to all of you guys out there. You guys have supported me for so long now, and a lot of you guys have been rooting me on and cheering me on every single day in the comments and on Instagram, sending me messages saying, today could be the day, this is gonna be the week. And it's stuff like that really keeps me going. And so thank you guys all so much for the support here on the channel and for everything else. It really wouldn't be possible without having all of you guys in my corner. So thank you. And you know what? As the late, great Charlie Munger said, the first $100,000 is the most difficult. It is a B. He didn't use a very nice word to describe it, but he said it's extremely difficult. The first 100K is the hardest, and everything after that comes a bit easier. And so now, with that said, I want to jump over to the computer and see about how long it might take to reach the next $100,000 in this portfolio. We know the first 100K took about 5 years and some change, but let's see how long the next 100K is going to take. All right, guys, so now we are over here looking at the marketbeat.com dividend calculator. This is a very handy tool if you want to project the future growth of your portfolio, and it's totally free to use. If you just Google marketbeat.com dividend calculator, it's the first one that pops up. But here, guys, I've got my full portfolio stats plugged in. We've got the starting principal of $100,000. My annual contributions are $13,000 since every single week I'm investing $250 into my portfolio. We've got my starting dividend yield here of about 3.5%, 3.45% to be exact. And according to my spreadsheet, my annual dividend growth rate is closer to 9.5%, but I wanted to be a bit more conservative in my estimates here. So I think 6% is a pretty safe assumption with a 3.5% yield. And also in this hypothetical projection here, we'll use 6% for the annual share price appreciation. But anyway, scrolling down here, looking at the results, this is where we're at right now. Year one, $100,000. It looks like if I just keeping on, meaning if I just keep doing the things that I'm already doing in my portfolio at the same rate, it should take me 1, 2, 3, 4 more years to reach the next $100,000 in this portfolio. So we're essentially shaving 1 year off from the time it took to reach the first $100,000. So the compounding effect starts to get a little bit faster when it comes to this next 100K, but that's not too bad. 4 years from now, I'll be 35 years old, still a pretty young buck, 200K in the bank. I really like that. But then we'll see the compounding effect really start to kick into gear here when it comes to hitting the next $100,000. To go from 200K to 300K, it's only going to take 1 to 3 years. So we're shaving another year off to get to the third $100,000 in this portfolio. And then it looks like a pretty similar time horizon getting to 400K, maybe a little bit less than 3 years. And as we can see, with each $100,000, the time it takes to get there declines. And then, guys, at the very end of this projection, after 20 years, just from continuing to do what I'm already doing, I should have $1.2 million in my portfolio after 20 years. And at this time, I should be generating almost $43,000 of annual dividend income. So not quite $4,000 per month yet, but we're really not too far off from that at this point. But anyway, guys, with that, now I'm gonna have a little lunch. It's time to refuel after the first run of the day. Then after that, I probably should get some work done, maybe start working on this video right here, actually. And then we're going to go on our afternoon run. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. So guys, it is now about 1:45 in the afternoon, and I'm getting ready to head back out for workout number 2. As you can see, we got the massage gun right here, little massage gun action. I always like to do this before I go running, and I especially need it right now after running 8 miles this morning. But like I said, getting ready to head back out for workout number 2. Originally, I was just gonna run, and I was thinking maybe getting like another 5K in, maybe doing another 3 miles or so. But instead, what I think I'd like to do is still run. I think I'll end up getting maybe about 2 miles when it's all said and done. But in addition to that, on the running trails by my house, there are these different workout stations throughout the trail. And one of those stations is like a pull-up bar / dip station. And sometimes I like to go, usually once or twice a week, I like to run down there and hit a pull-up and dip workout. And so that's what we're gonna do today, guys. We're gonna run down there, we'll hit that workout, and then run back. And on the running side of things, like I said, it should end up being about 2 miles, which is great. Adding that to the 8 this morning, that's 10 miles today. I think that's pretty solid. And then for the dips and pull-ups, usually what I like to do is, it's a superset. So each set is 10 pull-ups with 10 to 15 dips immediately after, and that's one set. So we'll do that superset 10 different times, basically 10 sets of pull-ups and dips, and we'll head back and call it a workout. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I'm gonna spend another couple of minutes doing this, get my shoes and socks on, and we will hit the road. Okay. All right, guys. We made it to the pull-up bar. Made it to the pull-up bar dip station. So now we're gonna stay here, do 10 sets, like I said, of 10 pull-ups supersetted with 10 to 15 dips. And really it'll probably be 8 to 10 pull-ups. I bet you the first 5 or 6 sets, I'll be able to get the full 10. And then after that, it might start to dwindle off there, but that's okay. I gotta say, the weather is pretty interesting today. You can definitely see all those clouds in the sky. And I don't know if you can see way back there, the sky up over there, but it is pretty dark. It honestly might rain today. The weather here is just crazy today. It's like 100 degrees, full cloud coverage, might rain. I don't know, interesting. But anyway, guys, now we're gonna get into it. 10 sets, hit some pull-ups, hit some dips, and then we're gonna head home. All right, guys, so it is a bit later in the day. It's actually like 5:30 on the dot. I broke the portfolio news to Big Mama behind the camera. And she thought that we should celebrate with a trip to Cabo. And I told her, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I told her I've got the next best thing for you. How about we go get some Cafe Rio and pick up some burritos and, I'll have a couple margaritas. And so she was on board with that. So that's what we're doing right now. We are headed over to Cafe Rio, which is one of our favorite spots. It's been one of our favorite spots here this last month or so. And it's basically like a Chipotle where you can go in and build your own burrito, build your own bowls, own salads, stuff like that. So we're gonna swing by there, pick up some dinner, swing by Trader Joe's right across the way, pick up a bottle of tequila. They have a really good and cheap tequila. And then we're gonna head home and hang out. All right, guys, so I guess technically we're not doing margaritas. It's really gonna be more like a Paloma, but here's all the fixins real quick. We've got our tequila, we've got the Blanco from Trader Joe's. This stuff is like $14 a bottle, highly recommend it. We've got Fresca. It's no squirt. Usually with a Paloma, you use squirt, but we've got Fresca, which I think is even better. And of course, we've got our limes here. No salt, we're just gonna do these 3 right here. All right, guys. Well, cheers. Here's to what overall was a really, really good day. Hit a huge milestone in the portfolio, got a couple really good workouts in, got some solid work done, gonna have a great dinner, gonna have a couple cocktails, gonna hang out with my senorita. I truly don't know what more I could have asked for from today. And so I think this is I think this is the best possible note to end on. So cheers, here's to you guys. And if you want to see a bit more inside my portfolio, then check out this next video right over here, where I'm telling you about all of the dividend payments I received this last month. Overall, guys, it was a very solid month of income. I actually had my best and highest dividend payment ever from SCHD. But anyway, click right over here to check all that out, and I'll see you in the next one.